Yeah, so last night, of course, we finally got to see the most anticipated episode, I would say, of this season of the new Atlanta Housewives cast. So what I will say, you guys, is it went off exactly as described. So of course, last year the whole situation with Britt and Kenya was leaked, and we found out that Kenya was going to be taken off the show, and people kind of alluded to what happened during her opening. But of course, we were able to see that last night in full display in full 4K. Here's what I would say. I still agree that both women should have been dismissed from this season. I think that Britt mentioning pew pews was just as egregious as Kenya displaying the pictures of her, which I still cannot understand why she did that at her own event. But so I believe that two things can be true at the same time. Now I don't understand why they still allow Britt to film. However, it's given very much this is going to be her one and done season. Like, I highly doubt that they're going to bring her back. If they do bring her back next season, it's going to be strictly for the plot, because I just don't think that she's a good fit for the cast. But this is what I will say. Of course, I thought that last week Britt was over the top, out of control, unhinged, etc. when she was approaching Kenya at the bank or whatever. And also I thought that Kenya was very classy and slightly reserved. I don't want to say slightly reserved, because she definitely called her a peasant last week. But I feel like her dislike for Britt is certainly justified. I never agreed with what she did at her grand opening, and the reason why is because why would you do that at your own grand opening? This is a moment in time that you have been waiting for your entire life. This is like a huge accomplishment. You've invested, according to her, over $400,000 of her daughter's college fund. So for you to do that at your own event, to kind of put a definite stain on your event, because now people aren't talking about your grand opening, they're talking about your antics. For her to do that, I already thought from day one that that was out of pocket. But this is what really, really, really threw me out. This is what really took me out last night. The fact that as soon as Britt came in, obviously Kenya paid her dust. She gave her nothing, no energy. But this is what I don't understand right here on Kenya's end. She saw Britt leave the venue. She saw her walk out after she attempted to give her the roses. Kenya saw her walk out the door. Why she still decided to go with violence, why she still chose violence, is so beyond me. I cannot understand why she decided to do that. Because what's the point of exposing somebody who's not even there for the expose, girl? She walked out of the venue. You saw her leave. That was your moment. That was your opportunity. That was, even if you must say, that was a divine intervention. That was your opportunity to say